I hope you've enjoyed some of the food we've had here. Welcome everyone to the grand launch of the South Asian Herald. We're thrilled to have you join us on this exciting journey. This platform, envisioned by Vishnudatta Jayaraman, aims to be the unified voice for the South Asian population in America. We have an exciting lineup of local leaders who'll share their insights. A big thank you to the artists, sponsors, and well-wishers for making this event possible. So I don't see Madhav, but I did want to start off by saying thank you. If you love the food out there, it's from Pista House in Herndon. A special thanks to Madhav Voletti, the owner, for bringing authentic Hyderabadi cuisine to our event. If you haven't visited it yet, it's a must. We also extend our gratitude to our other sponsors. Ooh, a flying South Asian Herald. Wow, it's stuck. There we go. To our other sponsors, Balagan Business and Tax Service, the US-India SME Council, True Primary and Urgent Care, the Hindu University of America, Woodlands and Jewel of India. We also have Mr. Pujari here in our midst. The Center for Social Change, the Center for Social Change, Simply Smiles, and we have folks from here as well. We have representation, thank you. High Tech Immigration Law Group, the Butt Foundation, Steel Dog Trucks and Parts, and Intelligent Office, Tyson's our host for the evening. Thank you so much to them. As you can see from this lovely space, it's a co-working space, and there are a variety of space options to help other businesses operate. And a special shout out to Matthew, the gentleman over there who's been floating around. Thank you for everything. Also, thank you to our individual sponsors, Mr. Preet Tucker, Dr. Sudhir Siksaria, Mr. Appan Menon, Mr. Rajan Natarajan, Dr. Neela Garu, Dr. Chokalingam, Mr. Ram Kunda, and Mr. Pradeep Singer. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to our amazing MCs for the evening. Dr. Srilekha Palli and Mrs. Aman Shergill. Dr. Palli is an experienced healthcare executive and is a community advocate. She's currently the chair of Virginia Asian Advisory Board appointed by Governor Youngkin. For more info, please visit srilekhapalli.com. Aman Shergill is a commissioner on the Maryland Governor's Commission on South Asian American Affairs and co-founder of We Do Seva. She is a tireless volunteer committed to driving impact in the communities she serves. Thank you again, and now I'll turn it over to these fine ladies here.
Thank you, Nandini. I'm sure most of you all know Nandini, but for those of you, one or two people that don't know Nandini, Nandini is the beautiful wife of our host Vishnu. Nandini, thank you for that pleasant introduction. I hope we can live up to your expectation today. Ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed guests, and distinguished members of the press. I wanted to make sure I mention about the press because this is going to be a wonderful event for our esteemed journalists right here. Tonight, I want to establish by saying that we are not just celebrating the launch of the South Asian Herald, we are celebrating a journey here, and a journey of my dear friend. And I think I said this to Nandini, it's been a long time that I've not emceed. I like to give it up to younger generations. For those of you that have been around with me for 2 decades or so, they've seen me MC for a very long time. I felt like I should just give it up to younger generation, but when my friend called, I could never say no. Such a dear community friend. He's supported so many people around here. He's done such a great work in the community, so who could say no to such an esteemed journalist? I think if I look at Vishnu, I always say that it's a journey of resilience, it's an integrity journey, and an unwavering commitment of journalistic excellence. A journey that belongs to none other than Vishnudatta Jayaraman. So while we go on and on about this journalistic excellence that we are going to talk through tonight, and we'll also ask all of you to be speaking about His Excellency, I want to make sure we have a short cultural program. We're going to start off with that. I want to start with a vocal performance by Guru Lalita Rampalli. Again, being a local artist, she's a well-renowned guru and a dear friend again who is a talented Carnatic singer. If you have not heard or seen her before, she has taught hundreds of students over the last 20 years. She's received many awards and accolades over the years. She's a student of Guru Mandasga Sudharani, and she'll be singing the invocation of Sri Ganesha. Thank you. Thank you so much.
गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं भजामि सततं सूरेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं भजामि सततं सूरेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं भजामि सततं सूरेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित विघ्नेश्वरं गणाधिसन्मुत पदपद्मकरम् अजेन्द्र पूजित गणाधिसन्नुत पदपद्मकरं कुञ्जरभञ्जन चतुरतरकरम् कुञ्जरभञ्जन चतुरतरकरं गुरुगुहाग्रजौ प्रणवाकारौ गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरम् कुञ्जरभञ्जन चतुरतरकरौ गुरुगुहाग्रजौ प्रणवाकारौ गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं भजामि सततं सूरेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं गजाननयुतं गणेश्वरं
That was, as always, amazing. Thank you again. Next, we have Ms. Lakshmi Anishka Yadav, who is an accomplished Bharatanatyam dancer. Her guru is not here. She is flying in. But something to say about her guru. Her guru is Indrani Davaluru, very renowned dance teacher in the community. If you have not heard of her, she has an amazing school. She's representing Natya Margam. If you have not heard of the school, please get to know the school. The school students have performed all over the country, especially in Commonwealth of Virginia, Maryland, and DC areas. She'll be performing Mahishasura Mardini, a powerful depiction of Goddess Durga's triumph over the demon Mahishasura. Anaga, please come in. Anaga, I'm sorry. Lakshmi Anishka Yadav, please come.
Bye.
Indrani is going to be super proud of you. Yeah, please.
Look here, too. Look here.
Okay, so we would like to invite Delegate J.J. Singh, who is a Democrat member of the Virginia House of Delegates representing the 26th District in Loudoun County. Delegate Singh made history in...
So are you pressing the mute button by mistake?
Is good? Is that good?
No, just press it and keep it.
It's good?
Yeah, very
Perfect. Delegate Singh made history as the first turban Sikh to serve as a state legislator. After his speech, he will also be joined by Cunningham to present the citation from both the Virginia House of Delegates and the Virginia State. We welcome you to the podium.
Thank you, everybody. Proud to be here. Delighted to be here. I just want to say that we ran an election, a special election that was decided on January 7th. And the testament to Vishnu's vision of having a collaborative environment that brings everyone together. My opponent, Ram, is here, and we exchanged a nice word. So, thank you, Vishnudatta, for bringing everyone together. He covered our race. He covered it very closely. You'll see on this poster right here, unbiased, in-depth, and impactful journalism. And I can vouch for that. He came and covered our race. He sat down with me for over an hour. He sat down with my opponent. He sat down with Senator Srinivasan. He sat down with Senator Srinivasan's opponent. And he obtained an interview with Governor Glenn Youngkin for someone who is coming into Loudoun County politics, and to get all of those interviews and cover the race so thoroughly is a testament to his professionalism and his vision for this organization. I was pleased to have him cover our race in a fair, tough, and comprehensive manner. When I was sworn in on the 25th, he was gracious enough to come down and share in that moment with me and so many others who came from this group. So I just want to close by saying if this entity, South Asian Herald, is anywhere near as comprehensive and thorough and competent as Vishnu is, this is going to be around for a very, very long time. Thank you all so much.
Very good, JJC. Thank you so much for coming. Heard a lot about you first time, so hope you keep going strong right there. Right? Couple of things I always say. I'm sure we are all big fans of either CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, and go on based on our political views, right? But something that I always say is when I read, when things are not as popular, it's hard to cover very unbiased opinions. But I think that's how I came to know about Vishnu. When there is a certain political beliefs that weren't popular, and I was afraid to go to any journalistic views because I didn't think my views will be taken into account, because at that time during COVID, my views weren't very popular. He still covered it unbiasedly. I think that's how I came to know of Vishnu. So what he put in there, unbiased, in-depth and impactful journalism, is what I saw within Vishnu's journalism. But one last thing that I do want to say before I kind of move on about Vishnu is, none of this would be possible without Nandini. I say that, yeah, somebody said yes. Is that because you're a female or because you know her really well?
I know them both really well.
There you go, there you go. So Vishnu was gone for the last 2 weeks and all of this was coordinated by Nandini. So I never wanted to forget that and didn't want to wait until the end. So please give her a big round of applause. And when I talk about CNN or Fox News, or depending upon what you see, as you know, South Asian politics and policies are not given very much importance. They talk about it as a headliners. It's just one of those nuances. They just connect as though it's just a headliner. They don't go into depth. They probably understand, but really don't want to understand. I'm sure you're saying yes and yes to it. So those are the times you really feel there is a need for in-depth journalism, and that's precisely why we need this focus on South Asia, and that's precisely why I enjoy what Vishnu does. Vishnu, that being said, we are inviting you here to speak about why you have to launch. Is this the good time to launch, Nandini?
Yes.
Yes, please come.
Actually, so before that, you want to do the presentation?
Yes, yes. Do you have the slideshow? Yeah. All right, so I'll make a big, real quick slideshow before I kind of bring on the Vishnu. Believe it, relate to all of this. If you were born in India in 70s or 60s or even 80s for that matter, you'll remember all of these are very familiar to all of us, right? Right, Dr. Gupta, have you read the Hindustan Times? Yeah, keep moving. So basically, not only we read that, but Vishnu actually worked or wrote articles in at least all of them, if not one. So I'll kind of quickly go through these. These are some of those eventful things Vishnu was part of. This is India at Flashpoint. If you remember, back militants. I think this was in 1997 at Rajkot. This was one of those eventful events as well. Who remembers this sad moment where he was our power minister, Kumar Mangalamji? Arupaji, do you remember that incident? It was one of those sad moments we see our Atal Bihari Vajpayee. This is another parliament attack. These are some of those sad moments, but very monumental, that shaped our Indian history, our South Asian history. And if you see there, Vishnu, these are all some of those Vishnu's articles. So he started his journalistic activities right from 1997. These are all again focused on parliament shootout victims. This I believe happened in 2022.
2001.
I'm sorry, 2001. Thank you, I'm sorry. Yeah, journalists are not okay with wrong timings. All right, keep going. If you're, so this is again Kandahar hijack links. I mean, if you remember that story too. After this, I think there is one story that I followed quite a bit. If anyone is into modeling, or if you remember, this was one of those stories that was, her name was Jessica Lal. She was working in a bar. She was one of those bartenders. She was serving drinks, and the politician's son walked in, just asked for additional drinks. I think it was more for like 1,000 rupees. He asked for additional drinks. She said, I wouldn't serve after 12 midnight. And since he was a politician's son, he thought he can do anything, which happens quite a bit in South Asia. Not anymore, as much as it used to happen in 90s. And he just shot one on the ceiling, the other went right into her head, and she died on the spot. And that controversy went for a while, thanks to investigative journalists like Vishnu. He played an instrumental role. The guy, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but he was in jail, Manshu. Yeah, he got into jail. He got out for a bit, but then he was right back into jail because of community outrage. So that's what investigative journalism, good journalism does. This is again Manu's phone details ignored, but then there was consistent community pressure and journalistic pressure. As you can see, Vishnu's name was also acknowledged in Your Book of the United Nations, 2008. He wrote a couple of chapters. If you can keep going. It was about energy, natural resources, and cartography. There were a couple of chapters in here. This also speaks about the Journal of Diplomacy in UN Affairs. It says 2003 or 8. I'm sorry, I can't hear. I'm not as old, I hope not, but I still can't see what's going on. Yeah, so about UN Chronicle. Yep, this is again, we are now coming close to News India. Recent news from 2021. As you can see, our Indian American and South Asian Kamala Harris news. We see our own Indian South Asian Americans win primaries, proud moments for us. He wrote quite a few articles about gun violence. He covered Commonwealth when gun violence did occur. Keep going. Yep, documented dreamers about Capitol and Basic Talk when Narendra Modi was here. And then here we are, South Asian Herald. Give a big round of applause to Vishnu right here. I wanted to make sure we kind of take it through right from 1997. I mean, I again want to resonate about those prestigious Hindustan Times and all of those. Back home, that was it for us to kind of understand what an esteemed journalist people were. Like how Doordarshan was for people that remember. So that's just how journalistic career of Vishnu began. So here we are. Very, very proud of your accomplishments of where you started and where you ended. You actually started off well too. It is quite an inspiring journey, and here you are, Vishnu. Please take us at the stage. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Respected Shri Tanidar, U.S. Representative from Michigan, distinguished state senators from Virginia, Ghazala Hashmi, Kanan Srinivasan, and Saddam Salim, Loudoun County Delegate J.J. Singh, Secretary of Higher Education, Maryland, Dr. Sanjay Rai, former White House Director of National Drug Control Policy, Dr. Rahul Gupta, esteemed diplomats from South Asian countries, chairs and commissioners of South Asian Commissions in DC, Maryland, Virginia, respected community leaders, representatives of members of US Congress, and various chambers of commerce, family, and friends. Good evening.
Good evening.
It is truly an honor to stand before you today, surrounded by such an esteemed gathering of leaders, diplomats, policymakers, and community champions. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for your unwavering support and for taking the time to be here this evening. Your presence is not only a testament to the strength of our community, but also a powerful endorsement of the work we are doing at South Asian Herald. They say it takes a village to raise a child. I say it takes a community to sustain a newspaper.
Yes.
The generosity and encouragement of this community have made today's event possible, and for that I am deeply grateful. As a journalist, I am usually found behind the scenes, quietly documenting the events and interacting with people for news stories. But today, I take center stage to share a personal story. A story that has defined my journalistic journey and led to the inception of South Asian Herald. Journalism was not my original calling. My early ambitions oscillated between becoming a doctor and a pilot. But a passion for storytelling led me to pursue a master's degree in journalism and mass communication from University of Madras in India. I vividly remember telling my late father, I.V. Jayaraman, that I wanted to start my own newspaper after having worked on a small university news project. But that dream did not materialize then. But today, it stands realized. My journey in journalism began 28 years ago as a trainee reporter with the Times of India in Bangalore. My career took me from Bangalore to New Delhi, where I worked for the Sunday Observer, the Tribune, and Hindustan Times, before moving to the United States in 2006. I later earned a second master's degree in diplomacy and international relations from Seton University, where I specialized in US foreign policy and global negotiation and conflict management. I also went on to complete a doctoral degree focused on United Nations and South Asia. Over the years, I've had the privilege of covering major national and international stories. In India, I reported on critical cases, as Shileka mentioned, as the 2001 Indian Parliament attack, the Jessica Lal murder case. As a crime and political correspondent in New Delhi for nearly a decade, I covered Delhi government, Delhi police, Delhi courts, Central Bureau of Investigation, National Human Rights Commission, along with other key local and national political developments. The challenges of investigative journalism often brought risks in the national capital, including anonymous and direct threats, and even a life-threatening accident once. But my commitment to my profession and articulating truth never wavered. Here in the US, I have had the honor of serving as a Washington Bureau Chief for News India Times and Desi Talk publications until October 2024. My reporting covered crucial topics such as global diplomacy, economy, South Asian issues on Capitol Hill, debates on abortion, gun rights, women's empowerment, immigration, education, arts and culture, spirituality, and the diaspora. Over the years, I've covered the White House, United Nations, US Congress, World Bank, IMF as an accredited journalist. In September 2023, I was also accredited by the Indian government to cover the G20 Leaders Summit in New Delhi. It has been an honor to also have been recognized by governments of Virginia, Maryland, New York City, New York State, and members of Congress. Notably, in March 2024, the Virginia State Senate approved a resolution commending my dedication to foreign policy and journalism. The resolution was introduced by then Senator Suhas Subramaniam, who now serves in the US Congress. The resolution was approved by all VA senators through a voice vote. Now, why am I talking about this background? So I just want to share this to highlight my journey so far. So let's talk about South Asian Herald. Many of you have known me in personal and professional capacities over the years, and you are aware that I've remained committed to objective, fact-based journalism. I firmly believe the role of a journalist is to present news, not views, to inform and not to influence. And it is with this guiding principle that South Asian Herald was born. Since our soft launch in October 2024, South Asian Herald has rapidly gained recognition. We are proud to have been named an official media partner for major events, including the Seher India Festival 2024, Indo-US Bridging Rare Summit 2024, India Conference at Harvard 2025, and India Sport Forum for Good 2025. I just returned from Abu Dhabi and Dubai last week after covering a week-long summit in IFG Summit. I'm happy to note South Asian Herald was the only publication, as Delegate J.J. Singh mentioned, extensively covered the recently concluded Loudoun County special elections. South Asian Herald got exclusive interviews from Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, then Loudoun County Delegate Kanan Srinivasan, and candidate J.J. Singh and Ram Venkatachalam. All three of them are here today. In the last few months, we have expanded our readership globally with engaged audiences in the United States, Canada, the Netherlands, Singapore, Pakistan, the UAE, and Afghanistan. To date, 32,000 readers have visited our platform with over 15,000 active users in just the past 3 months. Importantly, we remain committed to accessibility. South Asian Herald does not charge for subscriptions. In an era where news is often behind paywalls, we believe that credible journalism should be freely available to all. Instead, rely on traditional advertising sponsorships, and strategic partnerships for sustainability. The road ahead is challenging, but I knew what I was getting into. Journalism really is a marathon, not a sprint, and I'm here for the long haul. One of the most touching moments in this journey came from my 10-year-old daughter, Anaga. Last August, during a long drive back from Tennessee, she asked me how I plan to sustain this venture. When I explained to her that we are self-funded and offering free subscriptions, she immediately decided to set up a lemonade stand to raise funds for South Asian Herald. True to her word, she, with the help of her brother Raghu, raised $134. Becoming our first donor. So her name is Anaga, fittingly means goddess of wealth. That said, I sincerely request businesses, please don't ask for eyeballs from this venture when we come to you for advertising. Instead, offer us your eyesight. First, so we can sustain our vision during these challenging times. Rest assured, in times, we will deliver the visibility you seek. You, who knows, perhaps with even stylish and cool shades. Right now, what we need is support, and that's exactly what today's sponsors have provided. These are the people who know me very well and truly understand our mission. They didn't ask, how many views will you get? Instead, they simply asked, how can we support you? Many people also ask me, what do you do for a living? Is it your part-time job? I tell them it's my full-time job. And I'm the full-time journalist. Definitely no side business, no side dealings, factually speaking. So as you move forward, humbly seek your continued support. Please spread the word, share our platform within your networks, and contribute in any way possible. South Asian Herald is not a publication, it is a movement to amplify the voice of South Asian diaspora in the United States and beyond. Thank you once again for your belief in our mission, your encouragement, and your presence here today. Together, let us build a future where ethical journalism thrives, stories are told with integrity, and our community continues to be represented with dignity and truth. For that, we need credible journalists to tell your story. Thank you.
Come on, Nandan. Come on. Let's take a picture.
Years ago, he came to our food distribution and he was so impressed with what was happening at the Sikh temple. He wanted to follow up, and I know he wrote about the Sikhs serving families in need. Then from there he was also connected to the newcomers, because I was actually on the ground serving families that were refugees to the country. So thank you for covering factual information. It's really appreciated.
Do you have it now?
Can you come this side? Awesome. Okay, look at everybody. Awesome. Thank you.
As a U.S. representative from Michigan since 2021, he is a ranking member on the subcommittee on oversight, investigations and accountability. Sorry, I do have to apologize. I always say I'm new to the country, but my sons remind me, Mum, we've been here almost 10 years, and I haven't been in the political space, so I'm learning, so I apologize if I don't match the names and the faces. But welcome.
No, I don't really expect to be known here. My district is far away. I represent Detroit, Michigan. I am the...
Go Shri, South Asian born.
Yes, I am, the first Indian American U.S. congressman from the state of Michigan. So I previously served in the state house. So nobody knows me here. But I'm so excited here. I want to be here and share the joy of this event and share with my friend Vishnu and his wife Nandini and their wonderful kids the amazing accomplishment, the starting of this great newspaper. And I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I see the entrepreneurial venture by Vishnu, and I'm just here to wish him all the best. He's just amazing. I have been working with him. And normally, this morning we did our voting in the U.S. Congress. Especially, there was a vote about censoring Congressman Al Green, who had the courage to protest against the president and his views on his day before yesterday, on the House floor. So we voted for those two bills, and usually I get the hell out of Washington, D.C. as soon as I'm done voting. But today I made an exception because I wanted to be here and be part of this great celebration. So I want to just congratulate Vishnu and Nandini for all, and wish you so much success here. Vishnu, I was 14 years old in 1969, and I really love to write. I love to write, and I wanted to write in a newspaper. And so I had some ideas, and then I wrote an article. And I wanted, those are days before emails and before any of this. So I hand wrote my article, Vishnu. And I was only afraid that if they see me, I'm only 14 years old, they may not accept my article. So I found out that the editors work late and nobody's up there in the morning, just the janitor cleaning up the place. So I would write my article and just leave it on the editor's desk. And just look for the next day if it will get published. And after a long tries, it finally got published. And then I got very brave and I kept writing more and more articles. And very soon people started to know who I am. And then sometime I would write an article in my name, and very next day I would write an article in my sister's name, opposing my views on the day before. And I got my sister in trouble many times because of that. But anyway, fortunately, I found different career, and came here. I was 24 years old when I got admission into a PhD program in chemistry. All I needed to do was get a U.S. visa, student visa at the American Embassy in Mumbai. And then my counselor, Miss Virginia, rejected my visa. And then rejected my visa again. And rejected my visa for the third time. Every time I'm giving her more documents. And finally, she rejected my visa for the fourth time. And fifth time, I had nothing new documents to submit, so I submitted the same papers to Miss Virginia. And this time, my visa got approved for F1 visa. So I said, why did Miss Virginia change her mind? And they said, oh, she's gone to America for her vacation. Interestingly, I came here, the usual typical $20 and a suitcase story, got my PhD, started my businesses in pharmaceutical, and and now as a U.S. Congressman, I sit on the oversight committee on Homeland Security, looking at who enters and who can enter the United States and how we keep our borders intact. So I'm just amazed at this great country of ours, and I'm just excited to be able to serve my community. But I grew up watching Walter Cronkite. That's the way it is, he said, right? And that's how I grew up. It's so hard, being a politician. I have had my fair share of really hard-hitting articles. But I see your integrity, I see your dreams, and I wish you all very best. I'm so happy to be here celebrating with you. I have brought from the United States Congress a proclamation in honor of Vishnu, and if Vishnu can join me, and if Anaga wants to join, she's welcome to come. If Nandini wants to join, she's welcome to come. And Anaga's brother. So, for sake of time, I'm not going to read this proclamation, but I'm just going to present it to Vishnu, and hopefully he will say this.
Anna, look here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are you the one that is lemonade stand? Oh, fine.
What a pleasure to meet you. So next time I won't forget.
It's okay.
Okay, next we would like to invite Ms. Fatima Malika, who is here on behalf of Fairfax County Congressman Jerry Conley.
Hi everyone, I'm Fatima Malik. I do Congressman Conley's outreach. I won't read the entire letter just so Vishnu can read it by himself a little bit. I'll read part of it. So this is from Congressman Jerry Conley, who represents Fairfax in his district right now. And he's the ranking member for the Oversight Committee, so happy to have you here. So he says, I am honored to extend my warmest congratulations to you and the entire team at South Asian Herald on the occasion of your official launch on March 6, 2025. The presence of a dedicated news outlet that amplifies South Asian voices in the DMV area and across the United States is vital. It underscores the importance of factual, objective reporting and reinforces the crucial role that credible journalism plays in fostering informed public discourse. I would also like to take this opportunity to commend you, Dr. Jayaraman, for your distinguished career in journalism. Your extensive experience covering the White House, Congress, and the UN has earned you the respect and trust of policymakers, community leaders, and business professionals alike. Your commitment to fair and objective, high-quality journalism is truly commendable. As South Asian Herald embarks on this new chapter, I wish you and your team continued success in your mission to inform, engage, and empower the community. Thank you.
All right, next I'm going to go to Dr. Rahul Gupta. As a healthcare professional myself, I take very much pride when I have to introduce fellow doctors around. Dr. Gupta has served as the director of the White House Office of National Drug Policy under President Biden. Especially during COVID, you were instrumental in kind of organizing his policies around. He was also the first physician to hold that role, so extremely proud of that. Throughout his career, Dr. Gupta has focused on addressing the opioid crisis, improving the healthcare access, and shaping national drug policies. We are very proud of the work that you have done during COVID, so please come here and talk about it.
Thank you very much for having me. It is such an honor to be here today amongst all of you. You know, Vishnu mentioned about this, that the work that happens is very much linked to the sponsors, the people who support this type of journalism and integrity with unbiased focus, with a depth, and individuals as well. We've saw listed, we have so many folks here like Dr. Sisteria that are committed to making sure within the community we are furthering that. So with our federal colleagues, with our state and local colleagues who are here to support this effort, I do want to say, you know, if you listen to Vishnu, any one of those things could be taglines, right? News, not views. Inform, not influence. But I will say one thing. You have to look at who Vishnu is at the base, because This is all about personal integrity that leads to professional integrity. I can tell you, in his wife, Nandini, in his daughter, Annika, as well as son Raghu, you see children who have the full integrity and the good values of the family. I think he brings to the job not only the efforts of putting journalism first, honest, true, genuine news without bias, with depth, but also a level of integrity that goes to his personal level of who he is. So I want to congratulate you, the South Asian Herald. Congratulate, and we wish you all, and we will support you all in future success. Thank you.
Okay, so next we would like to invite Ghazali Hashmi. She is a trailblazing Virginia state politician who in 2019 became the first Muslim and first South Asian American elected to the Virginia Senate representing the 10th District. Welcome to the podium.
Well, good evening, everyone, and I'm so delighted to be here and so delighted that we are honoring Vishnu, but more importantly, I think we're honoring South Asian Herald, and what an accomplishment. And as I was sitting and listening to the vision that you had, Vishnu, about the work that you were doing, that this was truly not just an aspiration, but it was a calling that you had to make sure that you were covering and representing news that matters. What strikes me in particular is that in a time when we are feeling the crisis of the media, the lack of informational clarity, when we don't know where to trust, who to look for to find information that is true, accurate, objective, and that will enlighten us but not make us feel or react in a certain way, I think it's impressive that you've taken on the task in this particular time. I think it's also equally impressive that you are doing this, that you're launching a newspaper at a time when we see so many newspapers and so many media outlets sadly closing down, and that we see a consolidation of information and not a proliferation. So you are doing a profound act of service in continuing the true calling of journalism. And we've heard from our congressman how he aspired to be a journalist. My father wanted me to be a journalist as well. He kept encouraging me. I disappointed him sadly, so did not do that. But I am just so thankful that we have a caliber of journalism that is going to continue to represent the broader community and really highlight, as you say, covering stories that matter, but more importantly, covering stories that often otherwise would never be told. And these are our stories. And I would like to invite my colleague, Senator Srinivasan, to come up front, and Vishnu to join me as well. So, Senator just joined me in the Senate.
Yes.
We are making history. I was the first Indian American to be elected to the Senate. Senator Srinivasan has joined me there. And we also have Senator Saddam Salim from Bangladesh, who is, I think, was here earlier and left. But we have also in the General Assembly, we have a Virginia Asian American Pacific Islander caucus. And on behalf of the entire caucus and behalf of the Senate of Virginia, as well as the House of Delegates, we are so pleased to present to South Asian Herald this commendation for the incredible work that you are doing and the integrity of your profession. Congratulations.
Okay, so now I'm excited to move to my home state, Maryland. I would like to invite Dr. Sanjay Rai to the podium. Dr. Sanjay Rai, Secretary of Education for the state of Maryland. He is focused on enhancing educational opportunities and ensuring student success across Maryland. Welcome to the podium, Dr. Sanjay Rai.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Congratulations to Vishnu and Nandini for this launch, a very important and joyous day. Very happy to be here, but just to be very frank with you, I would have appreciated this event just a couple of miles on the north.
Yeah, I like that.
You like that? Okay. We'll do that another time. It is an incredible honor and privilege to be here at this event. I have known Vishnu for a long time, and a lot of things have been said about his work, his authenticity, professionalism, but just think about high standard of his writing. When Vishnu writes, you want to read, right? When he speaks, you just heard him speak here, right? When he speaks, you want to listen to him. That is not as common in the journalism today, Congressman. Even if you look at well-known global news outlets, look at the articles, look at the standard, and compare it with Vishnu's writing. So, very happy that South Asian Herald is here, certainly focusing on the progress that's being made in our nation and the contribution of people from South Asian region. We thank you for that. But what I see in Vishnu's work, not just the stories of South Asians, news about South Asians, it's also the South Asian perspective on the national events, on the global events. That's important. South Asians have to see themselves in the news that's happening or events that are happening around the world. So again, I want to thank Vishnu. He has been covering Maryland as well. You heard a lot of his work in Virginia. He has covered our Lieutenant Governor, our Governor Moore, their election, and certainly he didn't influence. All he did is he put information forward, and that was a historic victory for Governor Moore and Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller. We thank you for that. And his coverage didn't stop just after the election. He has been covering our higher education work of comptroller, work of South Asian community, several cultural celebrations. So I want to thank you again for giving us a space in your outlets and cover the stories that are happening, that are very important to our state, both Maryland, Virginia, and certainly for our nation. I have a proclamation from our governor for you. It's not long, so I'm going to read because it's from my boss. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of Dr. Vishnudatta Jayaraman, founder and editor-in-chief of South Asian Herald, for your in-depth coverage of Maryland and your commitment to showcasing the invaluable contributions of South Asians in this state, we celebrate the grand launch of South Asian Herald and wish you continued success in your mission. We are pleased to confer upon this Governor's citation, signed by Governor Aruna Miller and our Secretary of State, Susan D. Congratulations again.
I want to talk about my counterpart. I'd say community leaders, Senator Srinivasan. Recently we had a bill. I wouldn't get into politics, but you realize the value of the bill once you have your people there. We were able to make the tweak to the bill and make him run around at 7:30 a.m. because we had Senator Srinivasan in the Senate. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to tweak the bill to fit our needs. So that is the beauty when we have investigative journalists, the truthful journalists like Vishnu that can actually write the truth, and we have community leaders such as Senator Srinivasan within the Senate doing the good work for us.
It's wonderful to see so many friends. Congratulations to Vishnu and Nandini and the family. I'm Kanan Srinivasan, State Senator. Wonderful to see the Congressman. I had the pleasure of meeting him and his wife last year. My wife is a chemistry person, so she was like, wow, I have to talk to him. I came with 24 years too to this country. I'm a chartered accountant from Chennai. I came with my master's in accounting at Old Dominion, and I got hit by a truck the second year on my birthday. And I went from pillar to post. Thankfully, I had Stewart Health Insurance, which covered only 80%. Didn't cover 20%. This was a very expensive rhinoplasty from '93. And I did my own audits of the bill to get out of the situation. And this entire hospital claims manager felt so much for me. He said, I'm not going to charge you a penny, because I think you did our work. Then someone said, go try to get on Medicaid for the 20%. I realized after sitting there for 3 hours, they were very nice people. They said, oh, you're a foreign F1 student. You can't get a dime federal state benefit. That's why we say, this is an amazing country. In 2017, Governor McAuliffe appointed me to the Medicaid board. Then Governor Northam reappointed me to the Medicaid board of Virginia. And under Governor Youngkin, I became chairman of Virginia Medicaid board. It's such a honor. Someone who could not get on Medicaid 30 years ago becomes the chairman of Virginia Medicaid. Only in this country it can happen. Because it's all about, I went to thank Governor Youngkin about it, and he said, Delegate, why did I change it? The staff loves you. We're doing a professional job. That's what we need. And that's what makes me very inspired. That's what inspired for me when I met Vishnu for the first time a couple of years ago. He does extraordinary work. And he's a treasure for our community, because journalism is not an easy profession. It's very hard. It takes a ton of time. And the first interview I sat with him, his questions I could see within 5 minutes that he's not only just professional, he's very sharp in what he wants to write. He chooses his words, his sentences very carefully, then he checks back with you that whether this is right. I'm very impressed that not only he has worked for so many of Indian news outlets, that he chose, thank you for choosing Loudon as your home, to your family, living in my county, but also choosing to do this. Because I always said this, I'm an entrepreneur, a CPA, and a politician. That order will never change. So I'm very fond of anyone who's willing to take an entrepreneurship thing. It's a lot of risk, but it has a lot of reward. So I thank him. I'm not going to read my letter. I'm just going to say I'm so delighted to extend my congratulations on this grand launch. It was wonderful to recognize him last year when I was in the House of Delegates, when he got the Distinguished Service Award for advancing media coverage in Indian diaspora, fostering U.S.-India relations. I was very glad to host him and his family on the House floor. And I invite you to come to the Senate. It's a smaller chamber, but we are only 40 members instead of 100 on the House side. But we would love to have you there. It's a special occasion, and I look forward to celebrating many, many milestones. Once again, congratulations. Thank you for willing to do this for our community. Thank you. Congrats.
Okay, so we have Ben de Gersman here, who serves as the Director of the DC Mayor's Office on Asian and Pacific Islander Affairs, where he advocates for cities' AAPI communities. Please welcome Ben to the podium.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. Again, my name is Ben de Guzman. I'm proud to be here on behalf of Mayor Muriel Bowser to celebrate Vishnu and his family and the South Asian Herald, and to really be here in community. I am the longest-serving Asian American cabinet member for Mayor Bowser in the Executive Office of the Mayor. There are 3 of us in the cabinet. So I'm very proud to uphold that legacy, especially as we look forward to May and Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So as an early plug, you should come to DC and all the places in Maryland and Virginia to join us as we celebrate that month. Professionally, again, I'm here on behalf of the mayor, but I'm also proud to be in partnership with our colleagues who hold appointed office in Maryland, who are Asian American, who are in Virginia, who hold elected and appointed office, our friend from Michigan, who holds elected office, and all of the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander public officials who continue to serve our community, which is so important at this time. Academically, my training is actually in media and communications, where I studied the role of ethnic media, in particular in politics and building community. And so I'm very aware academically about the role that the organizations and institutions like the South Asian Herald play in our communities. But personally, I am here as a result of my dear friends and colleagues in the South Asian community, in Desi communities in New Jersey, where I was born, in California, where I was educated. Go Bears! There's a UC Berkeley family here. And here in DC, where I am proud to be in partnership with South Asian communities, with Asian American communities, and with all of the diversity that's here in DC and the district. And we are all here tonight to be in community, to be here to celebrate the South Asian Herald, and to make sure that we continue to make news, to document news, and to be part of the history that's unfurling before us. We live in interesting times, and I'm glad that we're all here together tonight. I have a letter on behalf of the mayor that we've presented. I will not read it, because it's long, but it is testament to the value that we hold Vishnu and his family in the South Asian Herald and the South Asian community. So again, on behalf of the District of Columbia and our mayor, thank you for having me, and congratulations.
So next we would like to invite Courtney Conroe on behalf of Phyllis Randall, Chair-at-Large, Loudoun County Board of Supervisors. Welcome to the podium.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. I am here representing Chair Phyllis Randall. Unfortunately, she could not be here tonight, but she wanted to make sure that someone from her office was here to extend her warmest congratulations to Vishnu and the team. We are so proud of you, and we are happy that you have chosen this region, and specifically Loudoun, to call South Asian Herald your home. I'm not going to read the letter, but I will briefly say 2 things. Firstly, part of what makes our region so strong is because we have strong small businesses. So it is important, not just to Chair Randall, but to the entire Board of Supervisors, that we support our small businesses whenever we can. And secondly, we need more voices, not fewer. At any time, but particularly in these current political times. So again, thank you to Vishnu, thank you to the South Asian Herald team for being here, and we look forward to your continued success.
Okay, next we will invite Shirileka, who will present the commendations on behalf of VA Governor Glenn Youngkin and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Shears.
She congratulated Vishnu, and she wanted to make sure she gave this, and she said she wanted to make sure Vishnu has it. She said about South Asian Herald, since its founding in 2024, the outlet has been dedicated to the aim of providing balanced coverage of South Asian news, including key development from the White House, the United Nations, Congress, and the diaspora. In only few months, the South Asian Herald has gained notable recognition within the community across the United States. She is extending her congratulations to the entire team, the family, particularly to the founder and editor-in-chief, Dr. T. Vishnudatta Jayaraman, on this exciting occasion. This is coming from Winsome Shears, who is our If I may, I can invite my colleagues, Ram, if you want to join us. Yeah. Puneet Bhaiya, you can join if you want to.
Sure, we Republicans are a little bit in less numbers, so we might as well huddle together. Good job, Vishnu.
Look here, guys. Look here once. Smile. 1, 2, 3.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, if I may, in the chair of Virginia Asian Advisory Board appointed by Governor Glenn Youngkin. And Vishnu was also part of our May Asian American Month last year, and Governor Youngkin congratulated him. I hope Vishnu can join us this year too, and I'm sure Governor Youngkin supports small businesses. He himself was an entrepreneur, if you all know him. He supports small businesses, and I think he'll be thrilled to know that Vishnu has joined this entrepreneurship. And I just want to read out just a paragraph. He said, your unwavering commitment to delivering timely, in-depth coverage of the issues that matter most to the South Asian American community is truly commendable. As you embark on this noble mission, I'm confident your dedication and passion will continue to inspire countless individuals across Commonwealth of Virginia. And this is coming from Office of the Governor, Governor Youngkin. Thank you, Vishnu.
Next, we would like to invite Jacqueline Marmo on behalf of Senator Mark Warner.
Hi, good. There we go. Okay, perfect. Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Jacqueline Marmo. I'm the outreach representative for U.S. Senator Mark Warner, Senior Senator of Virginia, former chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, now vice chairman, and also former governor of Virginia as well. And on his behalf, like many others before me, I also have a letter to present to Dr. Vishnu. Dear friends, I am pleased to extend my warmest greetings to all who are gathered for the grand launch of the South Asian Herald. This event provides a special opportunity to recognize the hard work and dedication of Dr. Vishnu and others who have contributed to the establishment of the South Asian Herald. Your news platform's coverage of current events and sharing of in-depth features and exclusive interviews allows your readers from across the United States to remain informed about the day's most pressing issues. I commend you for these efforts, which support the life and growth of the South Asian community in the Commonwealth and our nation. Please accept my best wishes for a successful and meaningful event. Sincerely, Mark R. Warner, United States Senator. Dr. Vishnu, may I present this to you?
Now I'm going to invite Fairfax County official and community leader Madhusudan Ji, who will present the commendation on behalf of Senator Tim Kaine.
Thank you, Sri Lanka. appreciate the invite, and at the outset let me congratulate Vishnu and Nandini on the launch of South Asian Herald. I wish them all the success and good luck in all the future endeavors as well. And Senator King could not be here, but he wanted this letter to be read. Quickly, I'm going to read this letter to Vishnudatta, Editor-in-Chief, South Asian Herald. I would like to offer my heartfelt congratulations on the grand launch of the South Asian Herald. United States of Virginia is home to various diasporas and is key that all voices are heard. This news outlet is doing an essential job of elevating the South Asian community, its concerns and achievements. South Asian Herald is key in ensuring the South Asian diaspora is heard. And U.S. Senator from Virginia, I'm proud that the Commonwealth is home to a large South Asian community. The South Asian community has contributed so much to this nation economically, politically, and culturally. These contributions deserve to be reported, which is exactly the work that the South Asian Herald is doing. Once again, I join you in celebration of this special occasion. Tim Kaine.
Okay, I promise just a few more minutes and then we'll be free to go. So I'm taking it right home to Montgomery County now and would like to invite Mr. Balavethi on behalf of Mark Elrich.
That's right. I'm not going to do a speech. I'm not a politician. So, that I tell you, the newspaper or institutions are created for what? To serve the community. Am I correct? There is no other purpose, my friends. Indian Express, Hindu, many other Indian newspapers they launched here in Washington area. Not even one was existing till today. Indians, especially I'm talking about Indian newspapers. So that's not my. So I represent the U.S. India SME Council, Small Medium Entrepreneurs Council. The SME Council is recognized by the President of the United States. We are authorized, to recognize the community, the leaders, with the President's Lifetime Achievement Award, President's Gold Medallion. That's what I'm going to do today. Yes, it's not an easy thing. I also bring greetings from the President of the United States. Some of you may not like it, but he's the President. You understand what I'm talking? Yeah. So we have to respect. He's the President of the United States. I bring greetings, congratulations for you for launching this today. 2 of our board members are here. Mr. Ananda Pujari is here and my Executive Secretary, Kirti Swami. I request both of them to come so that they can present the President's Gold Medallion. It's not an easy to get this kind of thing. I'm telling you, my friends, it's not an easy. So,
There you go.
That's right.
Okay. Look here, guys.
President has to see this.
Absolutely. Go Trump.
Congratulations again.
Yeah, just here.
Yeah. So, that the county executive, which county executive I'm talking about? Yes, one of the richest county in this world. He was unable to come and he asked me, are you going? I said, yes, I'm going. So therefore he asked me to hand over this, the citation. It says that Dr. Vishnudatta Jayaraman and as a founder and editor-in-chief on the launch of the South Asian Herald, you have established your reputation through your years of covering the White House, United States of Congress, the United Nations, bringing a unique
perspective of South Asian issues in Maryland. Your dedication is highly valued by community. On this occasion, I extend our best wishes for your continued success. It is signed by the Mark Early, today's dates. I run a newspaper too, but I can't write. It's not an easy to answer. You know, many of you spoke about the writing, it's not an easy, but I do write. I don't write, somebody writes on my name. So my friends, it's not an easy job. So, but I admire him the way he writes. I know him for the last 20 years or more. So we really congratulate, we appreciate, and we support you in that all the way. Thank you.
Invite Sanjay Rai. Sanjay Rai, Mr. Rai, are you here? Please. So Mr. Rai will be presenting the citation on behalf of the MD Maryland Comptroller's Office. Should I have the mic, sir?
Very, very pleased to present another citation from the state of Maryland, this time from our comptroller, Brooke Lieberman. So again, congratulations, and here's the citation.
I hear that Mr.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to commend a great job done by Vishnu and his lovely wife and his 2 kids. But it's more important, we are a great nation, which is a republic. It stands on a triangle. But there's a 4th pillar, which is free press, free speech, individual liberty, and the freedom to pursue happiness and freedom. And that's what, Vishnu, you define. I have to commend him on numerous occasions. He reaches out to me and says, Puneet bhai, give me a comment. And I'll say, okay, I'll do it. And I spend about a day or 2 to get back, and he's still working on it. Folks, not only it's important to support Vishnu, but it's important to support the community and the ideals that we have come from, which is India and South Asia. That's what South Asia Herald is about. But it's more important that we are a growing number in this nation, and we have to have a voice. And I'm so glad we had some Democratic leadership. I'm sorry we don't have any Republicans in Virginia, but we will surely in one of these days. And I know Ram is going to win next time, and hopefully I will. But more importantly is that the free press, the independence in this great nation, the freedom of pursuit of happiness, and the Pledge of Allegiance that we have is so important. And we got to fight for that. And the guy who can really help to get that message out is Vishnu. And I also want to commend my sister Shileka, who's done a fantastic job in doing this thing. And at the same time, I want to commend our Governor Youngkin, Winsome Sears, who will, with your support, be the next governor. At the same time, Attorney General Jason Mayaris, who wants to make sure there's safety and security, and importantly, education, merit-based education for our kids, and most importantly, free enterprise system. That's what is important, that's what makes the South Asians and all Americans excel to exceptionalism. Vishnu, may God bless you and your lovely wife and 2 beautiful kids. Thank you all for being here.
I just joined the interview. So I'm Ram Venkashnu, and I do not know Vishnu for a long time, but I recently ran for Virginia House of Delegates, where my friend J.S. Singh spoke at the beginning. So J.S. Singh and I ran, and J.S. Singh won the election, and I did not. But during the process, democratic process, there was reporting of from South Asian Herald by Vishnu. Then I asked Srilekha ji, so does South Asian Herald only covers Democratic Party? Then she said, no, reach out to Vishnu. He would get your reporting on file. So I did reach out to him, and he said that he stands for actual reporting, not biased reporting. What it means is reporting from, he does not report from his perspective, just what the actual facts is. And during my conversation, both of us share the same heritage, and during the conversation I found integrity on him, though he might not, though I may not have won the election, and I still had the good feeling coming out of the reporting process from my interview. And I came back from my business/leisure trip yesterday from Doha, and I wanted to join my friend Vishnu last night, yeah, I just flew in last night and wanted to join Vishnu, and I met his lovely wife today and his two children. They are neighbors to me in Loudoun County, and I wish Vishnu well and South Asian Herald well, and hopefully better things are ahead for our Commonwealth and our country. Thank you again for doing this. It takes a lot of love and passion to do this. So thanks again, Vishnu. Congrats, and congrats to your family. Thank you.
May I please ask you guys to join here? So we're going to hear from Nandini and Vishnu one last time before we all depart. So I would love for you all to join back. Kirti, come on. Drag everyone back here. Vishnu, please come here. Please come here one last time. I want to just conclude by saying tonight we are not just honoring a journalist. I usually don't go by script, but this is something that I want to get it right. I'm a narrator, but I want to get this right. I said, here we are honoring a storyteller. I've really seen, and something that I've learned in my life, because I see patients all day long. People remember stories a lot, right? You can make them, you can treat their diagnosis, you can treat their disease, you can write with spectacular language. Shashi Tharoor reminds me of writing spectacular language, spectacular vocabulary. But if you're not a good storyteller, it does not stick. That's what Vishnu does the best. If you did not read one of his articles, read one of his articles. It just flows so beautifully, doesn't have extra vocabulary that you can't follow through, but it just is a great storyteller. And he's a truth seeker, and he had a vision even in 1997 when we were all trying to become a doctor or an engineer. He already knew what he wanted to do. So I really wanted to say that's why journalism matters. Three things. I say this in politics and policy world. Time matters, talent matters, treasure matters. I've known Vishnu for 3 years. Even when he launched this, it is a big endeavor to go through small business. But not once he called me for sponsorship, or not once he said, hey, you don't have a network. Can you give me small business owner so I can reach out? But that doesn't mean that a free journalism just doesn't happen for free. So if you have small business owners, I know this noble couple will never ask, but I'll say none of these channels happen without having the treasure. So consider writing time, talent, and also treasure. Let us prop up South Asian. I know some of us feel that we don't want to be just a line in CNN, a line in Fox News. We want depth coverage. We want context to our news. We want just not be a nuance. And that can only happen when we have newspapers such as this. This will be a force, I can tell you, that will hold our societies together, that will hold this DMV together, that will give the voiceless a platform. I, in fact, just wrote an article last week. I came from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain trip as a Middle Eastern delegation, went with American Jewish organization, wrote up, and no other place would have taken that, but I was able to write in this. So it just gives a platform for voiceless like me. And the challenge is to think us deeper. It's no longer a chat GPT, right? Everybody knows if you just write quickly 2 words in chat GPT. So when you're sending articles to Vishnu, just be careful, write properly and send it out. So let us all celebrate, take a moment to celebrate this milestone and encourage this young couple, young kids to continue to thrive. I want to stop right here, basically gently shut up and give the floor to Nandini and say a few words about this great human being and also the best, beautiful young lady, don't you all think? And then take it from there.
All right. I thought I had to crack the whip and get everybody in here. I think Sri Lekha did the job for me. Honestly, I really just want to say thank you to all of you. You've really stayed the course. Incredible support. I hope all of you ate and had something to drink. I know in the initial part I had called him out, but Mr. Boletti was not there. So the owner of Pista House is here. You gotta, So the spectacular food that you just tasted is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more at Pista House, just down the street in Herndon. Thank you for the food this evening. You actually had a big round of applause early on and you missed it. Thank you to all of our other sponsors as well. We put out a newspaper and we do have it in a goodie bag, so please take one home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Couldn't say enough. It's such an honor and a privilege this evening to have all of you. Group picture?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What do you say, Sankir?
Sure.
Group picture?
Let's do it.
Uncle.
Lovely catch.
Okay, Namaskar. We are here in Jason's corner for the launch of the print edition of South Asian Herald. The newspaper is in existence last few years, but today the launch of the print edition, and we are very honored to be here. There are lots of important dignitaries are here from both the political parties and the leadership. But one thing they all said about the